Brazil.
Preach to the camera. What'd you say?
Good? Good.
You sound good.
You sound good.
We're going to go on a journey this weekend. It's just going to be about the Wild Twist. Some of you may have seen on my Instagram, hashtag the Wild Twist. So yeah, just come along with me this weekend and I'll explain it. And that is when I met Jordan.
I'm 25 at this stage. I'm still young, and back in the day, I had a goal, I had a dream to do property investment. I was just gonna do that. I was gonna make my portfolio. I was set on. I didn't have to be rich, but I wanted to be wealthy. I wanted to be secure. But ultimately, my eggs were in that basket. There came a time where God asked me to take the eggs out of the basket and give them to Him, so to speak. And that's what I did. God called me out to go to Mozambique to start doing mission. And I had a choice. And that choice was go down the expected road, the portfolio, the investing. That's fine. Some people are called to do that. I could do that, or I could take all that money that I had invested or saved up and I could invest it in what God was calling me to do. Got my house deposit ready, which is difficult to do as a young person in Australia. Yeah, it comes and goes, that's for sure. But that initial deposit is absolutely gone. All of that is gone. My security is gone. It's literally in Him, and He's provided.
So that I don't have to muck around with roads too much.
He called me to do a mission school in Mozambique, which is in southeastern Africa, and in order to do that, I knew I had to quit my job. It was the right thing to do. I'd been in internet banking and anti-fraud prevention for about 5 years since school, and the Lord called me out. It was time to go.
Take me to the river that flows down from your throne. Oh,
Ultimately, who are we following? Who am I following? I'm following Jesus. Jesus Christ, the one who died for me, paid for my sins, so that I don't have to live a life of condemnation and guilt and shame and just a heavy life, you know? When I took that step of giving my life to Jesus Christ and just asking Him into my heart, and I said, Lord, if you're real, if you want to use me, which is a huge honor, if you want to use me, then I'm going to roll the dice. And ultimately, He's given me eternal life. What more could you ask? You know, property investing aside and an adventurous life aside, He's given me eternal life because of that. And now I can be with God forever because of Him. And it's not just some fantasy belief. I know in my heart, I have amazing peace. I have freedom. I feel light. I don't carry burdens. You know, He's given me all that. He's making me a disciple. He's making me a man. You know, we live in an age where maturity is delayed, and it's it's like, spend all your time gaming into your early 20s, late 20s, even 30s.
So we're pushing through, and I'm pushing through like that, okay?
So what's next for me in terms of life? Like, God has very clearly laid out the path for me.
In the middle of that hand, you only use the front of your hand.
And that's going back to Mozambique, where I was in 2017, 18, and planting a church there. A church that's filled with Jesus followers, disciple people, a church that's reaching the community. I feel called, funnily enough, to follow in my ancestors' footsteps, to be a pastor, or to act in that kind of role, and to lift people up and to shepherd them with God's grace. So for me, at the moment, it looks like going back to Mozambique and starting a church and making disciples.
So, but the main thing is, guys, not to be stupid and have one rope unattached. So when you get up to the next branch, okay?
It is not about you, it's about Jesus and his love for the world. As I've spoken, God is so faithful. He knows your dreams and desires better than you do. And if you were to think about doing something like missions, or we need missionaries in every country, not just third world countries. But if you were thinking of giving your life to Jesus and really following him, I would say that it's 1,000 times worth it. Just give him your life. It's not about you. Life is here like a vapor, it says in James, and it's here today, gone tomorrow. And I want to live a life. I'm passionate about living a life that's bigger than me. That's not about me. That's much bigger, and that gives hope and love and freedom to other people. So my advice to those 23 young people, whoever it may be out there, would be trust him with your life. Take that step of faith that he's asking you to take, and I guarantee you he will meet you halfway. He will meet you in every way and open doors you would have never ever experienced or ever even thought that would open. So if you're sitting there wondering, standing there, whatever you're doing, if you're there watching this and you're thinking there's something in your heart and it's like, man, I want to test that. I want to see if that's real for me. I want to see if God can be faithful for me, my family. I invite you right now, accept Jesus, give him your life, trust him. The world's got a lot of things to offer, but I promise you, nothing will satisfy, nothing will fill you up like Jesus does. Could be drugs, could be whatever, could be money, which it was for me. But I tell you, it didn't fill me up. Jesus is the only thing that filled me up. Every single day, I'm waking up with a smile on my face, loving this creation, loving life because of him. Give your life to Jesus.